Hello there, welcome to Talking Music. The Now Yearbook 86 Extra. I've finally got in my collection. There we are, HMV sticker on the back. And I did pick it up from HMV. We haven't got Prime at the moment. And so I went to HMV at Bradford. It was the last one in stock, but they are rare, these. I do find that the extra ones, I was speaking to someone from HMV, they don't print as many of them. So make sure you pick up the extra ones if you want them, because they soon jump up in value on eBay. They really do. So here we go. This is the extra inside. So there's CD1. Just show you CD1 there. The also available sleeve is definitely getting more full as the releases go on, isn't it? And then we've got disc 2 and disc 3 there. Okay, love the artwork for these. And of course, we've got 1978 on its way as well. So it's got 60 more tracks from 1986, which we're going to go through now. I am really looking forward to hearing, for example, Billy Ocean on there. We've got Marvin Gaye. I heard it through the grapevine, which was a re-release in 1986. There's some Nick Hayward I've not heard of. Robert Palmer, which I'm definitely familiar with, but it's great that Robert Palmer features. We've got Bruce Hornsby in the range. I'm going to go through it in more detail now and give you my verdict. So let's work my way through the Now Yearbook 86 Extra. So it starts off this one. You've got Queen, A Kind of Magic, which is Queen's always there or thereabouts at the start of a Now Yearbook. It seems them or wham. A Kind of Magic was released on March the 29th, 1986. 11 weeks in the charts, and it reached number 3. Then we've got the Eurythmics, Annie Lennox and Dave Stewart, When Tomorrow Comes, which was released on June the 14th, 1986. Only reached number 30, which surprised me a bit. Spent 11 weeks in the charts. We've then got classic, instantly recognisable, The Bangles, Walk Like an Egyptian, released on September the 13th, 1986. Spent 19 weeks in the charts. So in the charts till 1987, reached number 3. We then got Aha, Hunting High and Low, released on June the 14th, 1986, reached number 5 and spent 12 weeks in the charts. Sting next with Russians, which you might not be familiar with. Released December the 7th, 1985, 12 weeks in the charts, reached number 12. Brian Ferry next with Is Your Love Strong Enough, released on March the 29th, 1986, reached number 22, 7 weeks in the charts. We then got Sade, Never As Good As the First Time, released May the 3rd, 1986. Only got to number 89 and was only in the charts for a week. Tracks like this really do make the extra CD, because there's a lot of things on there that you won't have heard of and you're discovering for the first time. In this case, 37 years on. Anita Baker, Sweet Love, you'll remember that one. Released August the 16th, 1986, reached number 13, 12 weeks in the charts. Patti LaBelle next with Old People, released August the 2nd, 1986, reached number 26 and spent 6 weeks in the charts. Tina Turner, track 10 with Two People, released November the 8th, 1986, only got to number 43 this one and spent 4 weeks in the charts. Next, Jackie Graham, Step Right Up, released November the 15th, 1986, reached number 15, spent 13 weeks in the charts. Haywood next with Roses. There was some discussion about this on one of the Facebook groups, saying, has Haywood ever been on a compilation? Released first in 1985, got to number 65. It was re-released, this track, on the 14th of June 1986, reached number 11 and spent 12 weeks in the charts. 5 Star, Systematic, you remember that one, released January the 11th, 1986, reached number 3 and spent 11 weeks in the charts. Orchestral Manoeuvres in the Dark, If You Leave, released May the 3rd, 1986, reached number 48 and spent 4 weeks in the charts. Look out for another video. I've literally just finished reviewing Dazzle Ships on another video, so that's coming soon. The Style Council at track 15, Have You Ever Had It Blue, released April the 5th, 1986, reached number 14 and spent 6 weeks in the charts. We then got Suzanne Vega and Joe Jackson, Left of Centre, from the Pretty in Pink film soundtrack. Released the 7th of June 1986, reached number 32 and spent 12 weeks in the charts. Paul Simon next with Graceland, releases a single on April the 25th, 1987. So you're thinking, well, how is this on the yearbook? But and even then it reached number 98, only spent 1 week in the charts. It didn't do well as a single, but the album itself, Graceland, was released in 1986, so we'll let it off. Stan Ridgway, great tune, Camouflage, released July the 5th, 1986, reached number 4, spent 12 weeks in the charts. Paul Young concluding this one with Wonderland, released October the 4th, 1986, and got to number 24 and spent 5 weeks in the charts. On to disc 2, we've got Bon Jovi kicking things off with You Give Love a Bad Name, released on August the 9th, 1986, reached number 14, spent 11 weeks in the charts. Kenny Loggins next with Danger Zone from, of course, the Top Gun soundtrack. I've never seen Top Gun. Released October the 18th, 1986. Got to number 45. So it didn't really do that well. Spent 13 weeks in the charts. Pat Benatar, Sex as a Weapon, released February the 15th, 1986. Reached number 67 and spent 3 weeks in the charts. Robert Palmer, track 4, with I Didn't Mean to Turn You On, released July the 19th, 1986. It reached number 9 and spent 9 weeks in the charts. It was his follow-up single to Addicted to Love. I absolutely love this single. It's a great track. Spandau Ballet next with Fight for Ourselves. Not familiar with that one. Released July the 26th, 1986. Reached number 15 and spent 7 weeks in the charts. Simple Minds next with Sanctify Yourself, released on February the 1st, 1986, reached number 10 and spent 8 weeks in the charts. Hipsway, The Honey Thief, released February the 15th, 1986, reached number 17, spent 10 weeks in the charts. I've read in a couple of Facebook groups. I don't know if Hipsway's appeared on another compilation. I'm sure you'll be able to confirm or deny that in the comments, but it's great that it's included here. Julian Cope next, World Shut Your Mouth, great tune, released September the 27th, 1986, reached number 19, spent 8 weeks in the charts. Nick Hayward, Over the Weekend, you might not be familiar with that one, released May the 10th, 1986, reached number 43, spent 5 weeks in the charts. It Bites, Calling All the Heroes, great tune, released July the 5th, 1986, reached number 6 and spent 14 weeks in the charts. Mr. Kiri, released March the 1st, 1986, reached number 11, 9 weeks in the charts. We've got a great part here in the Now Yearbook 86 Extra. Some really strong stuff. Cutting Crew next, I Just Died in Your Arms, released August the 9th, 1986, reached number 4, spent 14 weeks in the charts. ZZ Top next with Rough Boy, released April the 19th, 1986, reached number 23, spent 9 weeks in the charts. Cock Robin, a forgotten 80s classic, The Promise You Made, released May the 24th, 1986, reached number 28. That's all it did. 13 weeks in the charts. We then got Modern Talking, Brother Louie, released August the 16th, 1986, reached number 4 and spent 10 weeks in the charts. Samantha Fox even makes an appearance with Do You Wanna Please Me, released June the 28th, 1986, reached number 10 and spent 9 weeks in the charts. Bit surprised Samantha Fox has been included when we didn't get Russ Abbott and Black Lace and the likes, but anyway, that's me. Jennifer Rush, Ring of Ice, released December the 7th, 1985, reached number 14, spent 12 weeks in the charts. We have Elton John next with Heartache All Over the World, released October the 4th, 1986, only got to number 45, 4 weeks in the charts. Peter Cetera, Glory of Love, released August the 2nd, 1986, got to number 3 and spent 13 weeks in the charts. And then the final track is one of my favourites off the whole compilation, Bruce Hornsby and the Range. That's It's the Way It Is. Released July the 26th, 1986, got to number 15 and spent 11 weeks in the charts. But what a tune. It's just great to have in the collection. That's the end of disc 2. Right, back onto disc 3. So it starts off with the House Martins, Happy Hour, released on June the 7th, 1986. Reached number 3. Spent 13 weeks in the charts, a short song, but what a tune. Then we've got the Smiths with Ask, released on the 1st of November 1986, reached number 14, spent 8 weeks in the charts. We then got New Order with Shell Shock, released March the 29th, 1986, reached number 28 and spent 5 weeks in the charts. Frankie Goes to Hollywood then with Warriors of the Wasteland, released on the 22nd of November 1986, reached number 19 and spent 10 weeks in the charts. Sieg Sieg Sputnik, 21st Century Boy, released on the 7th of June 1986, reached number 20 and spent 6 weeks in the charts. Dead or Alive, At track 6, Brand New Lover, released September the 20th, 1986, reached number 31 and spent 4 weeks in the charts. Falco with Vienna Calling, released on the 31st of May 1986, reached number 10, spent 9 weeks in the charts, and it was the follow-up song to Rock Me Amadeus. Culture Club, God Thank You Woman. It was their last hit until I Just Want to Be Loved in October 1998, and it was released on the 31st of May 1986, reached number 31, and spent just 5 weeks in the charts. Track 9, Latin Quarter with Radio Africa, released on the 27th of April 1985, reached number 19, spent 15 weeks in the charts. Grace Jones at track 10, Pull Up to the Bumper, released on the 18th of January 1986, reached number 12, spent 11 weeks in the charts. Now, I commentate at a lot of 10k runs, and this song seems to be played now more than what it was back 40 years ago. I don't know why. You might know why, I don't know. Sly Fox next, Let's Go All the Way. Only UK chart hit, released on May the 24th, 1986, reached number 3, spent 17 weeks in the charts, quite a long time. James Brown, Living in America from Rocky IV next, released on the 25th of January 1986, reached number 5, spent 10 weeks in the charts. Jellybean, Sidewalk Talk, released on the 1st of February even, 1986, reached number 47, spent 4 weeks in the charts. Chevelle and Alexander O'Neill, Saturday Love, released December the 28th, 1985, so obviously it was still in the charts in 86, reached number 6, spent 11 weeks in the charts. I think this was from Hearsay, and there was a guy I used to work with at Shipley's Bingo in Lee, and he was a bingo caller, Phil, and he was collecting all the albums I think that had sold 1 million or more. And I'm sure that Hearsay from memory was one of the albums that it was in his collection. It was a massive selling album in the 80s. The SOS Band, The Finest, released March the 29th, 1986, reached number 17, spent 10 weeks in the charts. Oron Juice Jones, The Rain, released the 1st of November 1986, reached number 4, 16 weeks in the charts, only UK chart hit. Gregory Abbott, Shake You Down, released the 15th of November 1986, reached number 6, spent 14 weeks in the charts. Atlantic Star, Secret Lovers, released March the 8th, 1986, got to number 10, spent 13 weeks in the chart. 3 more to go. Track 19, Billy Ocean. There'll Be Sad Songs to Make You Cry, released April the 12th, 1986, reached number 12, spent 13 weeks in the charts. Freddie Jackson next, Rock Me Tonight for Old Time's Sake, released June the 15th, 1985, reached number 18, 14 weeks in the charts. And then finally, Marvin Gaye, I Heard It Through the Grapevine, released April the 26th, 1986. It reached number 8 and spent 8 weeks in the charts. And it was first released in February 1969, and then back then it reached number 1. It was re-released after a version with different vocals, not the Marvin Gaye version, was used on the 1985 Levi 501 Jeans advert, which starred Nick Cayman, of course. Remember that one in the laundrette? And it first aired on UK television on Boxing Day 1985. So I've really enjoyed listening to the 86 Extra. Marvin Gaye, it was great that was included. Cock Robin, The Promise You Made would definitely be one of my favourites as well. Great to have the House Martins, Happy Hour also as well. But it's a brilliant edition. I just need to get the normal Now Yearbook 1986 now, because I haven't got it yet. And of course, Now 70 Yearbook 1978 is coming out on Friday as well. So I will catch up. I will. But I hope that's a good guide to the tracks that's on there. And as I say, I love the fact that we're getting the tracks that you don't get radio play. It's great that we've got them in this collection as well. And of course, it'll be interesting to see what we got in the 85 to 89 final chapter once we get to that stage as well. I'm sure you've got your suggestions of what's been missed out of the 86 and 86 Extra. Put it in the comments below. I'd love to see what songs you think have been missed from 86. Anyway, that's it from me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll be back soon. Bye-bye.